now with Nick. And so with him not practicing, Mitch got all the reps today, and I thought he did a good job. It was good to see him out there, and he looked good, and the tempo and the rhythm was good. But he gets a chance to play. He gets a chance to be the starter. He's going to use the stuff that he's learned from and use it to help him make better plays on game day. And so that's kind of what I feel about where he's at with this opportunity. It's a great opportunity for him if he gets a chance to play.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, two of the best in the game will be on the field together on Sunday when Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs play Tom Brady and the Bucs. Now, Mahomes, of course, having another MVP-type season. He's got 27 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions. Tom Brady, though, we saw on Monday night, he's coming off a pretty tough performance to the Rams. He threw a couple of interceptions. Here's Mahomes being compared to Tom Brady today.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm on his level yet. He was someone that's a global star, and so for me, I just try to be myself. I just go out there every single day and put in the work and try to win football games, and all that other stuff kind of comes with it. And for me, I just try to be a normal guy and live it up with my teammates and have fun doing it. He's in a great spot. They got a lot of weapons there, and Coach Arians is a great coach, and they're winning a lot of football games. And so for us, we're just going to kind of go in with that same mindset as if we're going to play any other great football team, and that's we're at the battle every single play.
Well, from the great quarterbacks to Carson Wentz, the Eagles' starting quarterback has struggled mightily this season, including in last week's 22-17 loss to the Browns. On the season, his total QBR, 4th worst in the NFL, and he's off target on 23% of his passes, worst in the league. Check out head coach Doug Peterson when asked if he's considering a quarterback switch.
You're not making that move, right, Doug, to a different quarterback?
Not today on Wednesday, no.
Okay, possibly for Monday?
I'm focused right now on getting better today.
Okay.
We're looking. I don't know. I would say no. No.
We haven't really had that conversation. And quite frankly, I'm preparing the same. I'm the same, and I'm approaching the week, attacking the week, and going to do everything I can to be ready for Monday night.
And by the way, later Peterson clarified his language by saying of Carson Wentz, he's my starter, end of story. So for more on Wentz and his struggles, we want to bring in Dan Orlovsky. Dan, where does Wentz go from here?
Yeah, like you said, Ryan, they're struggling and he's struggling. But at the end of the day, he has to go out in the field and still believe that he can make the throws, the challenging, difficult throws that are necessary where, maybe he's backed up and the ball's going to have to get driven to the sideline. Those are big adult starting quarterback throws. You've got to be believing that you can go do those. Or maybe it's, a good play action pass and the ball's got to get up over the outside shoulder of Dallas Goedert. You've got to be able to make those great throws, or third down, being able to move in the pocket versus pressure and throwing an absolute perfect throw to Alshon Jeffrey and believing he'll catch it. But also he needs to take a massive step forward and just situational awareness, 3rd and 3, get that ball out of your hands and get that first down. A shallow cross in a 2-minute drill with 54 seconds left. Know that it's just about getting a completion. So understanding the situational awareness of quarterbacking, that needs to take a big step forward starting Monday night against the Seahawks. But at the end of the day, he has to go out and believe and prove snap after snap that he can continue to make challenging big-time throws and lead that football team.
Yeah, Dan, this team has a lot of problems in a lot of different ways, but he has a lot to improve. Now, moving to the AFC, got a huge AFC South showdown Sunday when the Colts host the Titans. It's worth noting the Colts play star defensive tackle DeForest Buckner on reserve COVID-19 list today. Dan, where do you put the Colts among the best teams in the AFC?
Yeah, Ryan, I had them as the 3rd best team really going into this season in the AFC behind Kansas City and Pittsburgh. And I think they've only solidified that. Now, they're solidifying it because their offensive line is absolutely fantastic. But Phillip Rivers has gotten hot, and they really do a good job of using all their people. We know T.Y. Hilton's a great player, and Phillip has really connected with him really well. But Michael Pittman has taken a huge step forward with his impact now that he's gotten healthy. I love the way that they use their tailback, Nyheim Hines, and then Jack Doyle Doyle's just feel. He has a very similar feel as Philip Rivers does to the game. And then their defense flies through the football. I think they're the best zone defense in the NFL. They got big-time athletes at the linebacker position, and they just do a great job of playing with leverage and technique and discipline and running to the football, making you kind of earn all your yards. So, there's that kind of that pocket group right behind Kansas City and probably Pittsburgh of the best teams in the AFC, and they're right at the top of it.
I got to tell you, this is a team that some people overlook, but they are dangerous in that AFC. Dan Orlovsky, thanks so much.
March Madness, of course, was canceled due to COVID-19, Ryan. The coronavirus, though, continues to make an impact. Today, it's once again on the NFL schedule.
That's right, Ashley. And if fans thought they'd have that Thanksgiving night Ravens-Steelers showdown to shake off that turkey coma, think again. Let's get you to our developing story. The NFL announced today the Ravens-Steelers game, originally scheduled for Thursday night, will be moved to Sunday at 1:15 p.m. due to coronavirus concerns. The source tells our Dan Graziano that 7 Ravens players have tested positive for COVID-19 over the last 3 days, and a number of Steelers were not happy about it. They took to Twitter following the announcement. Wide receiver Chase Claypool said this, quote, "What a joke." Juju Smith-Schuster followed with, "First, the NFL takes away our bye week because another team can't get their COVID situation together. Now they take away our Thanksgiving primetime game for the same reason. Shaking my head." And tight end Eric Ebron had this to say, "I'm not going to lie. Hashtag at NFL, this is bull. You know the rest." NFL insider Dan Graziano is live on SportsCenter with more. Dan, why did the league decide to postpone this game?
Ryan, you mentioned the 7 Ravens that have tested positive so far this week. The league just decided with 2 more of those showing up today to bring that total to 7, that it needed a couple of more days to assess where things were with regard to this outbreak. My understanding is the contact tracing and the investigation that the league has undergone so far, they feel like they have a handle on how the virus got into the Ravens building. They just want to make sure, and they feel like if the testing results stop turning up positive tomorrow and Friday, that they'll have that they'll be right about that and they'll be able to move on with the game. But they didn't feel like they had given it enough time to ensure whatever it is their theory is about whether it started in the facility or somebody brought it in from outside. They just needed a few extra days. So they pushed the game back to Sunday. Those 7 players that tested positive aren't going to be able to play. And in the meantime, they're assessing the close contacts of those players. And it's possible that some of those won't be able to play if they're identified as high-risk close contacts and if their contact with the person who tested positive was too recent.
Could make for a very difficult situation for the Ravens on Sunday if they do play then. Now, we saw the reaction from some of Pittsburgh's players. So, Dan, tell us more about why the Steelers players are so upset.
Well, Juju laid it out, right? Earlier this year, they were supposed to play the Titans, and that game got postponed because of an outbreak in the Titans facility. And then it got moved to what was supposed to be Pittsburgh's bye week. Now, so they ended up having the bye week, the week the game was supposed to be able to be played, but they had already spent the week practicing, so they didn't really get a bye. Now they have a Thursday night game, so they have that sort of half bye, right, where they play Thursday and then not again until the following Sunday. So now they've lost that too. So they're playing these games without the kind of rest that they expect to get at various points during the season. And it's frustrating, and understandably so. But I just think it's important for people to remember that, A, this could happen to any team at any time. It's not necessarily because the Ravens did something wrong. And B, this season was never going to be fully fair. The league has sort of made that clear from the beginning. There are going to be things that happen that create situations that would have been unacceptable in previous years. They're doing them to make sure they can get the season played.
It's what we have to live with, unfortunately, the Steelers do during this COVID-19 year. And by the way, the Steelers actually have a shot to clinch a playoff berth with a win. They also need the Raiders and the Dolphins to lose for that to happen. Dan, thanks.
Well, some COVID news in college football today. Alabama head coach Nick Saban has tested positive for COVID-19 and is showing mild symptoms. Saban will not coach Bama's Iron Bowl against Auburn this Saturday. Saban had tested positive back in October, but that turned out to be a false positive confirmed by negative tests on 3 consecutive days. Now, this Saturday, offensive coordinator Steve Sarkisian will take over the head coaching duties until Saban returns. That could be as early as December 4th against Arkansas. Here's Saban speaking today.
I was informed this morning that I had tested positive. I don't really have any cardinal signs of the virus right now. I informed the team this morning at 10 on a Zoom call. I'm the only person in the whole organization who tested positive on this, round. I'm still going to do everything possible relative to our team for Saturday's game with Auburn. We hated that this situation occurred, but as I've said many times before, you got to be able to deal with disruptions, in this year, and our players have been pretty mature about doing that. So, we just want to carry on the best we can.
Do you know, by any chance, where you might have gotten this?
No, I have no idea. I'm around nobody. I mean, I go home and I go to the office. I have no idea how this happened. I really don't know.
Someone who knows this program very well, former Alabama quarterback Greg McElroy here with us. Now, this will be the first time ever that Nick Saban is going to miss a game since he's been at Alabama. What impact do you expect that to have on this team on Saturday as they host Auburn?
Well, the good news, I guess, if you're trying to find the silver lining, is that they had a dress rehearsal of him not being there in the week leading up to the Georgia game. Remember, he had the false positive test early in the week, so Steve Sarkisian stepped in that short-term interim role and ran practice for a vast majority of their prep leading up.